Okay, so this is a video for creating the slide presentations at First Presbyterian using ProPresenter. To begin with, ProPresenter is going to come up, and your playlist, which is Sunday, each Sunday we use the same playlist, we just keep editing it, is right here. And so where it says Welcome Prelude, that's the first thing we're going to want to change. So there it is there. I just click on it, and you can see it's showing on the big screens back there. Then I click on Slide Editor. And here it is, the two slides. And so currently it has this background with this In God We Trust. If I want to pick a different background to use for this Sunday, I can choose it from the library of images I have down here of backgrounds. Maybe some ones that I've done before. Like if I were to grab this one here and I just drag it on top of the slide there, and you can see it's highlighted, and let go, and boom, it replaces it. And now that'll be the background for the slides until they get cleared or a new background is put on a slide. So that's great if you already have the images, but what if we want to add an image that we don't have? Well, we can go out on the internet and grab an image that we like and save it on the computer, and then to bring it in here, we would go down to this little plus symbol down here, and it allows me, I can add an entire folder of files or add particular files. So a little bit more control to add particular files. So I say Add Files, and then it's going to bring up a regular browser, and I might decide to go ahead and pick then one of these pictures which I have downloaded and put onto the computer. So here's different ones that I have downloaded from the internet, and I can pick one of those to make my background. And let's go ahead and dig in here and find one. There's a nice little picture there. So let's say I want to have this be one of my backgrounds. So I'd click on it. So that's something I've downloaded from the internet. Hit Open, and it's telling me that it's finished. And if I look down here, I'm going to see it. Now it's in my library, and I could drag that and put it in there, and boom, now that's my background. So in the opening, we typically have that, and we have a text box here that we change. You can change fonts over here. It's something to play with when you're doing it. You can make it a different font so it looks a little different. And you can see it's changed it there. You can change color here by selecting multiple colors. You can also make it bold or italics or underline. Some things that are nifty to know about when you are trying to put a text box on anything, so it doesn't just apply here. Sometimes it's hard to read something because of the background. It's a little mingled up there. One of the things you can do is to add more outline. By pumping up this value, making it thicker and thicker and thicker, it makes the outline of the letters thicker, which sometimes makes it easier to read. And you can change the color of that. You don't want it outlined in that color. It's got a little color box you can click onto, and I can say, oh, I want the outline to be in black. And I go back, and there it is in black. And then you can also go up here, and there's lots of different options. One of them is, it says Object Properties, and this is a nifty trick. Most of those other things you're never going to use, but this is one you'll use. Fill color. I want to fill the box, and right now it's now filled with white. But I don't want it to just be a solid white box. That kind of looks ugly. But what I can do is it has this thing called opacity, which is one of those great SAT words that maybe you learned sometime early in your life, or you can look it up. But it means how much do I want this thing to be solid or to see through. So if I only want to make it, say, we'll say 57%, now you look and you can kind of see through that box now. And I make this less and less and less. I can really punch this down so that it's just a really faint box now. It gives it a nice little look, helps it pop a little bit, but you can still see the basic image in the background. So, so we can change that welcome and prelude that way. And there's multiple slides here. So we typically set it up for this one, and then we put a little welcome message on the second one, and it just transitions back and forth between these slides. And the way it does it is that if you right click on this slide, you have something here which is called a go to next timer. You click on that, and there's a little timer, and it says, okay, after 30 seconds, it's going to go to the next slide. And on the second one, it also has a go to next timer. It only shows that message for 15 seconds, but then it loops back to the first slide. This is what enables at the beginning of worship for you to show this slide for a long while, then show this slide for a little bit, and then pop it back to here, and it's just going to go back and forth until someone hits the next key, or the arrow key, who's running the system up here, to pop it onto the next thing in the program. So that's how we're able to have those preview slides at the beginning. You could put 20 slides here and have each one go for like 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, and just on the last one, you check that little box that says loop back to the first slide, and that'll then create a little loop of slides to show with announcements you could put there, all kinds of things. So that's how you do the welcome prelude part of our worship services. When you get done changing it the way you like, you can go ahead and close the slide editor. And then what I always like to do is go up here and it says File, and I say Save All. And it's going to save everything that's currently going on in the workspace. Why do I do that? Because I can always forget to save stuff. And we want to make sure that we save everything. So every time you do something significant, you go up to that file and select Save All. And your life will be a lot better. All right. And next, we'll move on to the next part of the service.